don't you come on up and do your thing?
Yeah.
Yay, Juan.
Sorry.
Well, we like to hear
You gotta
this.
motivate the kids, so I'm used to it. I won't forget what I put behind me. All right. I'm almost always. Wow, what's going on with my mouth? What happened to my mouth? What happened to my
Been
mouth?
teaching all day.
Yeah, actually, I was on my feet the whole day today. There was no chance to get that. They almost got me for track. Yesterday we did the track after there was a track meet for junior high, and today was a track meet for high school. So they already taken us. Now I gotta go San Antonio. Man, come on, don't get going to bed. But anyways, so I might mumble a little bit. That's okay, as long as it, saliva doesn't come outside of my mouth. I'll be all right.
Like a
So-
chupacabra.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to avoid the chupacabra a little bit. I'm gonna throw down some immigration and field poems, I guess. And I'll start with this one. It says, "I see brown people." Well, I feel a little restricted. I'm gonna move this forward. I'm gonna move this out.
Mhm.
You know how I like to move around. I gotta do this. I can make sure the kids are awake. I see brown people. I see brown people when I sit to eat a salad, the onions, the tomatoes, the lettuce. I see brown people when I touch the walls of a new home, the floors, the cabinet, the plumbing. I see brown people when I stop to rest the night at a hotel, the bed, the carpet, the toilet. I see brown people when I see rich people, their cars, their homes, their children. I see brown people in long unemployment lines, long commodity lines, long prison roll calls, long funeral processions. I see brown people everywhere. Yet, where are they? In history books, in schools, in the world. Actually, the store is kind of deserted, to be honest with you. The actual store. That's okay. And I always tell the kids, what can brown do for you? I was thinking that perhaps it could get you drunk, thrown in jail, out of bars, mistaken for another, accused of stealing, or at least eyeballing something to take, treated like a foreigner, even though you were born right here in America. Then I thought that maybe it could remind people of your mighty ancestry, the greatness of the Aztecs, the Mayas, the Toltecs, the grand totality of Central America, the contributions to math and science, to architecture and religion, to poetry and mythology. Then I further contemplated that brown is sexy, exotic. In case you didn't notice, a natural aphrodisiac works well on the fairer skins. It could ultimately get you in bed more times than you can count to 100 in Spanish. Yeah, baby, that's what brown can do for you. All right, thank you. Am I too macho to wash clothes? I've always asked that question. So, let's see. I don't see any traffic. That's what's weird. Wow, I used to see people walking in the back. Anyways, so I'm outside listening to the radio, just like old style, washing the clothes outside. And the radio's on. And here you go. Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde vivía, había una rancherita que alegre me decía, que alegre me decía. I washed a detergent bottle, dance on top of the washing machine, doing clothes al aire libre like my jefa did back then. My vieja's inside studying for colegio. I'm bearing the cold reading, why am I so brown? I'm wondering to say why a warrior like me is watching the washing machine dance like Celia Cruz. I must be confused, though I guess I'm doing my part to help my familia rise from this makeshift trailer park. Oh well, I've got to go and put Trino's book away. The polka has changed to cumbia. I guess the first load is done. Thank you. All right, I'm glad you like it. Like zombies coming out. This next one.
Just inviting you.
Yeah.
You'll be
And I like zombies too. I teach most of them in the morning. They look like, I don't want to come to school. Anyways, this next one, I was just thinking about this one as I saw it just a few minutes ago. It's almost going to be 2 years since my cousin has left, and he passed away on March 24, 2011, which happens to be our anniversary too. But anyway, so this is called El Primo. I'm not sure if I read it here before. Para mi primo José Ariviso. Se murió el primo. Un vato loco. But he was alright. Saw him the other day headed down South Estes Street on his gray and silver motorcycle with an old stereo strapped to the handlebars, listening to some lost rancherita, if you can call that crazy. Yeah, se murió el primo. He's cheated death a million times, and La Muerte finally got the upper hand because of his bad heart, even though I didn't see anything wrong with a heart in the right place. But he'd be the first to tell you that when it's your time to go, it's your time to go, vato. Simón, se murió el primo. Saw him a few years back headed down South Luna Street where my parents used to live. When my dad was alive and my mom was still okay in the head, they used to start stories with ¿Te recuerdas de esto? Or ¿Te recuerdas del otro? Simón, I remember. Sí, se murió el primo. Saw him a few months ago pumping gas at Roberts as he yelled out, "Hey, white girl!" to my wife like he always did, disregarding all the prejudice that would stop the world from spinning, all the racial tension of those that didn't understand that these words were some deep terms of endearment, of relationship, of belonging to this place, making my girl know what it was like to belong to my Mexican family. Yeah, se murió el primo. But I'm not going to worry, man, because I'm going to see him again. Even though his heart broke down, he never gave up on being himself. And that was a good thing, because mi primo had a corazón grande, and God smiles on that. Simón, se murió el primo. Un vato poco loco. But he's going to be all right. Thank you. The cat from the other side of the tracks. Of course, it's kind of an ode to Dr. Seuss, although I reinvented that guy to Dr. Jesus in Spanish. But but this one is talking about cat known as a Mexican. So, the cat from the other side of the tracks. Don't mess it up. Do you know that cat? That cat from the other side of the tracks where the vatos are all down in all kinds of shades of brown, where poverty is spread around a good mile wide like smooth tortillas all around? So you know that cat can't put any clearer than that. Handcuff and take it downtown, Chicano the verb, not the noun. Because colors speak louder than words, where lineups make minorities frown. Hell, everyone knows that cat from the west side of the tracks, where the madrecitas are all trying to make you fat with benudas and tamales and that. That cat works every low-paying job around town, can't really miss him unless you're whack. That semi-elusive cat, that cat from the other side of the track, where the speaking Mexican is a real fact, and the good life is all that's that, and the sun shines, yes it shines. On all those cats from the other side of the tracks. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I mentioned I used to work in the fields a whole lot when I was a kid. My dad said I was made for that kind of work. Put the sacks in the back of my back. So I think he was lying to me, but that's all right. I am Juan in the fields. I am Juan. I have been born to privilege, working many migrant fields with my poorly educated parents who allowed me to complete mine. Go ahead, take a seat. I am Juan. My belly is full of beans and tortillas, fresh early in the summer morning in the sea of undocumented brown people. I am Juan. My ears are rich with the sounds of grunts and groans of the onion cutting scissors, biting sweet its sour juices. I am Juan. My body constantly cool with my precious Mexican sweat, taking a break to talk to the onions, telling them to make a great feast of themselves. I am Juan. I am Juan of the free. I am Juan of the educated. I am Juan of the privileged. I am Juan in the onion fields. Thank you. All right, this next one is actually that second place. I always second place win there at the Austin International Poetry Festival, which kind of freaked me out, but that's all right. It gave me something. Maybe they just wanted me to leave. I don't know. This is free. America, of thee I dream. Land of my fathers, land of immigrant forefathers, land of the me, land of immigrant dreams. America, do you cry for me? What has been done to me? For what has been done to us? Brown people, black people, red people, all people. America, land of the free, land of the loving, land of the lost and looking for a way out of this mess. America, I weep for thee. If this 'tis of thee, dare not come again, this Plato's Republican dream. America, this America, I dream of thee, forever free, American me. Thank you. This next one I wrote just in case I live to be 100. So it's actually kind of sad. But it came out, so it's one of, I usually don't write these long poems, but this one came out very long. So, and it's kind of a history lesson and looking to possibly a future. So, eyes closed and dancing. I close my eyes and I am dancing at the senior prom in 1987 with a smoking hot brunette. Things are great so far, going to graduate at the top of my class, racing this spring for a state championship in the hurdles of my life, stealing a kiss. Maybe there'll be more. I close my eyes and I am dancing to a hell of bullets in 1991, falling scuds for falling regimes, Saddam's holy war so sacrilegious. He doesn't care about me, my country, or my beautiful blonde wife and my new baby back home in Memphis tearing away at my heart. I close my eyes and I am dancing with great celebration in 2009. My oldest has just graduated from my alma mater. My life wants to be a scientist, a woman on her own. My boy is on deck, matriculating the following year. I close my eyes and I am dancing. It's the 4th of July, 2012. My son has just completed a year of military service with pride. My daughter's son is a year and a half. New military traditions started by me. New grandparenthood, not so bad either. I close my eyes and I am dancing. Thought 2015 could never get here. Celebrating a quarter century of marriage. She's still the hot and brainy green-eyed blonde I tricked myself into marrying because at 21 I had no common sense. I really was 10 foot tall and bulletproof. I close my eyes and I am dancing with elation and joy and 2 more decades down the road smiling at my great-grandchildren, showing them how to dance the best I can. My large, happily decaying frame, much harder to move nowadays, but having a great time trying it. I close my eyes and I am dancing, barely with life, reaching for that century mark. It's late. The dance hall called life wants to close. The whole lot is angry at me, insisting that I go home to rest, drunk on life, but I resist, cussing that they stay open, knowing full well that they're going to call Jesus on me. I close my eyes and I am dancing, but I'm afraid that the music will stop, that my thoughts might take me back to my senior prom, that our class song, Never Say Goodbye, has, that I might forget who and why I loved. I have never been so afraid to open my eyes, that I might notice the music like my dance all gone. I close my eyes and I am dancing with newborn life back in 1968. My father is jumping around, inebriated with joy, as my mother demands that he stop immediately or she'll divorce him on that very spot. So he slows it down like a sweet country song, dancing like he never wanted to let me go. I close my eyes and I am dancing and I am smiling, not caring if I ever open my eyes again. Back to my immigration poems. Antebellum again. And this is in response to what was happening in Arizona. These are the ones in English. The one in Spanish, I don't think I brought with me. Antebellum again. To be brown like me is like being free only in a metaphorical society. It's like being in cheese instead of bread and butter. It's like practicing freedom under watchful nativist fences. As much as I may love you, it's not like you under pretty fair skin behind blue sky eyes, where the struggle of westward expansion is a celebration of your character instead of the truthful devastation of the cultures that already existed. I cannot remove the tan of my skin as easily as you removed us from our land. However, if you insist on this dark path of removal, The only domain I will let you conquer is the heated one below. Thank you. Yeah. This one's for Trino. Of course, I have a whole book on stuff for Trino, but this one of the ones that did not make it in there. It was after. This is called the Jalapeno Propagandas. How you doing? It's a commercial. If you're going to live in this America, you must eat a lot of jalapenos. Jalapenos, like Mexicans, are everywhere. And America is a jalapeno genius. An American without it is an American without spice, without flavor. There must not be an American that has not endured the mean green. It is a true rite of American passage for all those born and born to be, and all those others getting here to be free. It is unconstitutional not to try to eat them, laugh, or cry. This is Jose, the Jalapeno Juicy Juice, bringing you all this jalapeno jazz. Brought to you by our sponsor, the Council of Jalapenos for America, because sooner or later everybody needs a jalapeno in their life. Thank you. All right. Calling the cops. I know we passed Christmas, but I always love singing Christmas songs. So I'm going to sing one, see what happens, and get some people here. Make sure that I sung this one here before. I'm pretty sure of it. All right. Another brown Christmas in Texas. I know it's not Christmas. We'll have a brown Christmas in Texas without the cold and snow of Boston. Celebrations of Santa with olive colored skin. He won't be on TV nor menudo glistening. Another scorching Christmas in Texas with all the primos fighting for presents. We'll be hot and so sweaty, we won't need any clothes, 'cause it's a brown, brown, brown Christmas in Texas. Thank you very much. All right. Somebody liked it over there.
Yeah.
All right. Getting back to the fields. The prior looked kind of empty sometimes when we were growing up because everybody's working in the fields, and depending on who you knew is where the field you were going to. So, and this is how my summer vacations went until I joined the military, my senior year. Summer vacations in the prior. Empty hallways lent to border sorrow. It was when the sour onion fields called me by name, like La Llorona looking for her lost brown children. All those hot summer days, those dirty brown skins racing like wild, shameless water from the small town to swim in the heavy manual ocean of work, pouring into once lonely fields of pubescent onions. My youth, my monotony, drowning near death when San Antonio was a cool thought a century of miles away, full of dreamy, festive places and careless, creative carnivals where the free Panama Jack youth flaunted their half-naked bodies, yet mine only sweating the far-reaching thoughts away, picking big-breasted onions in this dusty, faraway land, by the dry river some would rather soon forget, as thoughts dreaded another teenage summer vacation. The plight. I invite you into my soul, somewhere underneath my dark skin, where small differences divide us like large oceans on opposite coasts. I invite you into my soul, somewhere behind my dark brown eyes, where deep dialects are cliches emphasized by xenophobic demons in Hollywood. I invite you into my soul, somewhere between Texas and Mexico, where Black Death bleaches great dreams of otherwise hard-working people. I invite you into my soul, just once, for a little stroll. Thank you. All right, just a few more and I'll step off. Actually, these few here. We'll finish up the poems here for the immigration. The onion picker's dream. Again, back to the onion fields. And the fact that my father, of course, was not necessarily illiterate, but he didn't finish his education. Neither did my mom. My dad spent 2 years in 5th grade. My mom probably 3 and 3rd, and that was the end of that. And my mom refused to speak English. So now she speaks English. Of course, she's in a home, but she has to speak, I guess. The onion picker's dream. Distance between me, my father, sacks of onions, fields of sweat, American born, speaking no English, yet well providing for the English-speaking world of hand-picked onions for happy American grills. Distance between me, my future, stacks of books, proliferation of papers, Mexican testers getting on by with English picked up from comic books where Batman was the first English word spoken. Distance between me, my ethnicity, those hot onion fields so long, long ago, for American classrooms that never, never end, for those that ended many decades ago, abruptly from my onion picking father. Distance between that boy, this man, is what I have made of it. It's what I have left to speak for on improving that long distant dream that was originally my father's very own.
Juan, you have 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. Then I'll finish up. Again, back to the idea of working in onion fields. Push farther, my father said. Under a clear Texas sky, the rain of poverty hit hard. Sacks of onions upon my back, a memory distant, yet not far away. Push farther, my father said. This land will be reconquered, regrown, season upon season upon season, like life since when then, with onions, 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 and more onions. Push farther, my father said, beyond these fields into others where I would not be on my knees, where the loose dirt would be under me, not on me, not over me. Push farther, my father said, in the only language he knew. That's why I learned this one, to wield the words that would free me from a lifetime of onion fields. Push farther, my father said. Oh, to my fellow countryman. I am from Zavala County, and a famous writer, famous Mexican-American writer, is from Zavala County also, Crystal City. His name is Tomas Rivera. You might have heard of him. And his famous book, of course, Y no se lo tragó la tierra, and the earth did not devour him. I don't know. It's reading down there. I don't know if it's here or not. But he became the dean of University of California, Berkeley, or something like that. Can't remember, but that's how far he went. Y no se la tragó la tierra. Thinking of Tomas Rivera as I was thinking back on my life that seemed so far, far away, that had me out in the hot border sun, sweaty, working the county onion fields like some scene from Rivera's book. Y no se lo tragó la tierra. Thinking about Tomas Rivera and how quickly I got out of a decade of militarism into one of educationist pace, distant from my birth in the same county of Rivera's birth. Y no se lo tragó la tierra. Thinking of Tomas Rivera, how our life parallel, intersected, crisscrossed in so many areas with root fruit in the same Blaine County. How he liked to write and I liked to write. How his quest, my quest for a better life led us away from our parents, our county, our state. Y no se lo tragó la tierra. Thinking of Tomas Rivera, how with his very hands he must have dug the very same earth I had also dug, where neither of us were swallowed whole by the earth. After long, strong fights and plenty of knockdowns, we wiped the same dirt off and kept on writing. Again, I picked up English by reading comic books, which my mom thought it was the devil at the time, but she pretty much thought it was the devil. So, and Batman was my first English word that I remember. And as I got into bilingual programs in school, about 2nd grade, I picked up English a lot better. By 5th grade, I was reading close to 8th grade level, and then of course by 8th, I was reading 12. So in writing, as you can see now. What if it happened in America? Arizona's SB 1040. And there's a relationship with the comic book. That's what I wanted. You'll recognize it. SB 1040, of course, was the banning of what Chicano studies, basically. Whatever happened to truth, justice, and the American way? Whatever happened to America, land of the free, the proud? Whatever happened to good neighbors, apple pies, and comic books? Whatever happened to America, the great grand melting pot? Whatever happened to America, the beautiful land of immigrants? A year or two down the road from this dehumanizing law, the last of the immigrants in heavy kryptonite chains, arrested, deported, demoralized, the greatest of ourselves, Kal-El, the son of Krypton. And I misspoke. That was the actual the immigrant law that they had. If he looks the part, he might be immigrant. Okay, life around tortilla curd. This one is actually in the book, WI, which is not available at this store. So, anyways. Does Mexican cheese come from Mexican cows? Do they wade into the Rio Grande? And if so, are they illegal too? They say they want to put up a fence all along the Rio Grande. That's great, Pato. It will help the cows stay in one place to help separate the brown cows from the white cows. It will help in the mix-up of Mexican cheese and American cheese, just like the supermercado. Keep you from messing up your enchiladas. By the way, that will also help separate regular white milk from chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk, but I can only have so much. It's too rich, you know, so I have to regularly drink regular white milk. It goes with everything, I guess. That's great that they want to put up a fence to, como se dice, sí, accentuate the difference between Mexican cheese and American cheese, chocolate milk and regular white milk. The North American continent. What a great place for diarrhea. I mean, dairy products. Sorry, English not so good. All right. I'll do one for my grandson. This is a fun thing. Where'd he go? The binky thrower. He's pretty good at throwing. Found another blue binky under the bed. Wondered how it got there. I fear, I dread. Hey, is this yours? To the baby I said. Looking a little suspicious, he turned his head. He does not need to talk to admit the deed. As he is walking away now with much speed. How loaded diapers do slow you down indeed. How many more binkies under bed did you feed? Now cornered and caught, he's shaking his head no. However, he has a lot more left still to grow before he can plead his guilt or innocence, you know, leaving us wondering how many binkies indeed under the bed did he throw. Thank you. All right, I'll step off. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.